Hey, how you doing? Duff here. Got the 18L out here, and we're getting ready to do another halfway decent distance ride. Say that 3 times fast to Dunkin' Donuts. I want to try to level the pedals first. Looks like I'm reading on the app the way to do it. It sounds very similar to the Gotway, where basically you say you want to go into level mode. The device will turn off, you turn it back on, then there's a series of beeps, culminating in a long beep, and once you hear the long beep, you turn it back off and it should be level. So I have my one of my stands out here. I'm going to try to do this on the KingSong, and let's see how it works. Alright, so I have the prompt up for leveling. I'm going to say yes, I'm going to go to level mode. Just turn the wheel off. I'm going to set it on the stand. So it should be pretty level. Let's turn it on and see what happens. Okay, that's it. And that should be horizontally calibrated. So I'll let you know how it feels. Wow, look at this sunshine. We did not see that at all yesterday. Pedals feel slightly better. Well, maybe I need like a 1 degree down tilt. I'm not sure, but I can deal with it. Not a problem. All right, I just wanted to confirm. Like I said after my last ride on Saturday. Saturday? Yeah, Saturday. I did stupid trucks. I did unlock the 50 km/h top speed. I just want to verify what I have my speed settings at. Okay, I have my grade 3 alarm, which is the voice alarm, at 47 km/h. Pedal tilt at 49. That's up there, but I'm just hoping it just allows me to just avoid tilt back whatsoever. So we'll see. I also have my GPS on today, so I'll be able to accurately track my speed. So let's see what happens here. Yeah, so I was hoping to do this yesterday, but yesterday was a total washout thanks to Tropical Storm Gordon, which I had no idea was even a thing. I hadn't, since I've been off on Friday, I hadn't been looking at the weather forecast at all. So all of a sudden Monday morning I see some very menacing clouds off to the east, and Cindy just said, "Oh yeah, there's a storm coming." I'm like, "Oh really?" And yeah, we just had a tropical storm blow by yesterday. Dumped lots of rain on our property, probably 3 inches of rain, something like that. So I once again have standing water. So I spent the majority of the day yesterday indoors doing stuff. Played some video games, did some work on my one-wheel fender, sprayed the one-wheel fender with Flex Seal, and I test fitted that half fender that I 3D printed, and it does fit well. So you'll see a video later today of me just testing those 2 things out to see how they work. Marty and I did our 6th live stream, our EUC live stream on Sunday night. That was it was mostly me talking about the 18L and Marty talking about his Z10. Had to kind of abruptly cut that stream short, unfortunately, because I had a thing at work that I had to address. Had a late Sunday night conference call regarding an application upgrade that I was working on, so had to kind of get out of there early, but still I think it was a good show. And the podcast version is already available online. Right now cruising 1920, have a headwind on this portion of the ride, so I'm not going to try to up the speed until I get to the point where the road turns. So part of the reason that I wanted to do this today is the mileage numbers that I got on that ride to Ave Maria seemed pretty incredulous. I did just under 30 miles, and according to the app and the LEDs on the side of the wheel, I had 43% at the end of 30 miles. So Marty and I talked about this. Marty for sure was shocked by that number. He doesn't know how that could be, because he has 2 wheels that are around the same battery pack size, about 1,000 watt hours. His Z10 and his Tesla both have very similar battery capacities, and the most he's ever gotten out of the wheel was like 40 miles out of his Tesla, I think he said. and more realistic range is like 35 miles. So for me to do 30 and report 43% battery left, just it seems strange. So, but the funny thing is on the stream, there was someone that was in the stream that has an 18L who reported similar battery mileage, and he weighed a lot more than I do. So I don't know, we'll see what we get today. All right, so I briefly touched 23 and I did not get an alarm, a tilt back, a voice warning. So speed limit definitely seems to be higher, because I would have gotten one with the old restrictions. No, I didn't bring the selfie stick. Didn't feel like fighting with that and coffee at the same time. I need to come up with some way to like be able to strap it to my body comfortably, because it's a hassle. If I'm gonna drink coffee, having a selfie stick with is not fun. All right, comfortably cruising 22.5 right now. All right, just touched 24.5. No warnings, no tilt back. Once I get on that bike path, I'll try to get it to 25. I don't really need to go much faster. I'm not looking to scrape the upper limits on this. I can tell you that, you know, 22, 23, it feels very, very stable. Not as stable as the Monster though, you know, and I think that's just natural with the weight and extra tire size, tire diameter on the Monster. Nothing beats the Monster as far as high-speed stability, as far as I'm concerned. And like 22, 23 feels like a pretty sweet spot as far as cruising goes in these kind of circumstances. My calves are feeling tight. I assume it's still left over from the Saturday ride. Don't feel great. Yesterday, Cindy and I went over to the school for a little bit. I brought the one wheel and the Meepo with to let Cindy ride them some more. She did well. She has a lot of fear, especially when it's something new. She went through the same thing with the EUCs. I mean, she was like terrified of falling. And unfortunately, that can be kind of paralyzing to your progress when all you concentrate on is falling. So she's slowly working through it. She by the end of it, she did some slow and steady laps on the Meepo, and she was doing okay. So I think she'll be fine. And she was on the one wheel as well. You know, she has the athletic ability to do all these things really well. She just has to get over the fear. Okay, here we go. Let's see what we can get to. All right, so I just about touched 26 there. That was enough. You know, just I don't know. I could go faster, but once you start getting up to those kind of speeds, I don't know. I feel safer doing it on the Monster than I do on this. Let's put it that way. The main thing I was looking forward to with the 50-km/h unlock is being able to cruise 22, 23 without having to worry about getting unexpected tilt back thrown in there if I drift slightly higher. So it seems like I can confirm that that's the case. Mudguard test. My ass didn't get wet, so I guess it worked. I do have ideas about looking at the possibility of making a 3D mudguard for the KingSong. It looks to me like the only way you could do it though is you'd have to incorporate those two push pins or screws or whatever they are, because I don't see any way you'd be able to snap it to the body. There's really very, very minimal clearance in there between the shell and the tire. I'm kind of going the long way. Why not? And really, if I want to try to push it all the way up to the verbal warning, I need to have my knee pads on, which I do not. So another reason to not do it today. shitty part of the ride. The shittiest. Here we go. Alright. That worked out well. Very minimal traffic. Okay, on the second pedestrian walk leading to Dunkin' Donuts, almost there. It's cool. There's like a bunch of apartments going in right around that intersection where there's no bike lane, and I believe it's going to connect this pedestrian path all the way up to that traffic light. So I should be able, hopefully in the near future, we'll be able to totally bypass that part of the road that's very dangerous. So looking forward to that. Okay, made it. Alright. Quite a difference from pre-battery pack replacement. You might remember my last Dunkin' Donuts ride before the pack was replaced. I was at 36% when I got to Dunkin' Donuts. Now I'm at 81% after 10 miles. Not too shabby. Wheel temperature moving between 49 and 51 degrees Celsius. Okay, no rest for the weary, heading right back out. This is lovely. This traffic light is not functioning. Awesome. That was a lengthy wait, but we are on the road. Lately I've been sticking to the sidewalk for this part of the ride, but I'm being daring today. Coffee tastes wonderful. These road markers suck. It's like a series of never-ending speed bumps. So once again, those mileage numbers were surprising. I mean, that was in line with what I would expect when I'm riding my Monster, which has a 1600 watt-hour pack. You know, I might be at 80% going one way on the Monster. So to do that on a pack that's only 1000 watt-hours, it just, I don't know. Maybe KingSong has set the bar for efficiency. With this motor battery combination, because it's pretty unheard of up until this point. I do have more headwind going this direction, so I wouldn't be surprised if my numbers are slightly worse going back. So not only do I have a short work week to look forward to this week, but I should be getting results from my X-ray and blood tests, my 10 vials of blood tests, which will hopefully give me some sort of idea as what's been going on with me physically lately. So, and hopefully if it does, it's nothing earth-shattering, you know. So I'll be sure to let you know. Yeah, this is a lot of wind. This is similar to what I went through on the ride out to Ave Maria on Saturday. Actually, at this point, it feels a little bit higher than what I went through. I'm actually having to physically lean forward to keep myself centered. Going right around 19 miles an hour. It's funny, that tractor trailer just passed me and sucked my speed up to like 23.5 in like 5 seconds. Got into his tailwind. Oh wow, just looked down, I was doing 24. Surprising. About 3 miles to go. Feet are sore. Feet are very sore. 2 miles to go. 2 miles. Coffee is kicked. Okay, last no bike lane section coming up. Can't come soon enough because my feet are killing me. Totally numb. Yeah, that's a bad idea. Alright, so here's the moment we all have been waiting for. Looking at the wheel, the LED indicators, we got five LEDs lit. So let's see what the app says we got left. 50%. 50%. So yeah, and that was slightly more than my normal ride because I kind of went the long way a little bit. So that might have been not 21, man. Between 20 and 21, something like that. Now the battery level is going up. It's 50, 51, 52, so right around halfway. Bot temperature 53 degrees Celsius, so that seems to be a pretty consistent temperature for it down here in these conditions. Mileage wise, so just let's be optimistic and say 21 miles, 50% battery. Then you could maybe hope to get 40 miles on a ride, maybe if everything worked out your way and you didn't have terrible headwind. But that's more in line because like those numbers from the Ave Maria ride, just that would have translated to like close to 50 miles on a ride, which just does not seem possible. So that's more in line, but that's still very, very good. That's definitely at the very top of the mileage expectations you could have from a wheel with this size motor and this size pack. Seems to be very, very efficient, so that's good news. All right, so that's all I got for you for now. If you found this video interesting, please give it a big thumbs up. If this is your first time in the channel, please consider subscribing, and feel free to leave your comments, suggestions, ideas, and thoughts below. That's all I got for you for now. Like I said, look for some a short little one-wheel video a little bit later on, but for now, that's it. Duckman out. Dogs are awesome.